All right, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play champion spotlight. Today we're going to be talking about Athel, who is the final starting champion. So we actually have all four of them done now, and Athel will be the last one on our list. And we're going to show her off today and see exactly what she does and if she's good. She is my least favorite. Full disclosure, I don't like her, but she's a good champion. So I may be coming from a position of badness. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at her. So skills. Her A1 is a one attack on three times, which is very nice. She has a 75% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns on the last hit, which is nice. Attacks all enemies, has a 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit, like most of the other ones, actually all of the other ones, and then has a 25% increased attack buff and a 30% increased defense buff, but only on her, and it sucks. And she gains an extra turn. It doesn't really suck. I mean, she basically self buffs herself, so that's a good thing. It's not bad. It's just not something you're really looking for in later game. Early game, yeah, it could help. Um, she can be a campaign farmer. She can do some things, but she's just not as effective in a lot of areas. But we're gonna see. I mean, I honestly could be wrong. So far, she's not been doing bad. She's been very good. She definitely has usefulness. She could be used as a clan boss person for weaken. She can be used in Fire Knight for her 3-hit. There's a lot of things she can do. Campaign farming probably isn't her strongest point, but I mean, it'll get the job done. Let's put it that way. All right, so right now we have her in the Phantom Touch Blessing. She does have a 15% HP aura, like all the other starting champions. Masteries, we went down the offense tree. We went down to Giant Slayer because her A1 hits 3 times. So we want to make sure that she can actually get those extra damage procs, which is very nice. All the other stuff is pretty standard for offensive. I personally went down the support tree a little bit weird. Sometimes people will come into this area or get the book here for the base stats. We did not do that. We went for decreasing target's turn meter because I wanted to use her for Doom Tower and some other stuff. We do have the 5% decrease cooldown of a random skill, which is always on my heroes. I love doing that. I put it on almost every single one of them. I would much rather have a 5% chance to reset a cooldown than to have a 15% increase to my stats. That's just me. And then we have the 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast by this person. So basically, anytime she casts that 25%, increase attack and defense, she has a chance of making it last longer, which is really what I would like because she's a self buffer. She's going to self buff herself, and that's just life. So that's really where we went with her on the masteries. I did change it from some of the other sites that I've seen. It's been working for me just fine. Artifacts. We've got her in lifesteal because we want her to be able to stay alive and heal herself back up. And we are going to be matching her almost perfectly as much as possible to the other heroes. Now, unlike the other three, I actually decided to go a little more defensive with Athel because I feel like her skills really match a defensive stance rather than an attack stance. So we did do crit damage on her glove because we got crit rate from other places. I have her in a defense chest, which is so she's kind of almost built more like Kale. All right, so she might actually end up being a little more useful in the end game dungeons this way. Speed boot always. Ring, we have attack, crit damage on her amulet, and we have resistance on her banner. Now, the reason I did that is because I feel like resistance is a little more important for her. That weaken is important if you're trying to use it for clan boss, I would say. I don't plan on ever bringing her to clan boss anytime soon. So really, I don't care. And if it hits on Fire Knight, it doesn't really matter to me either because the whole point is to just get the shield down if we do use her there, and we go from there. So that's the gear we did. Total stats right now, as of the second, 31,000 HP. She's got 3,388 attack, which is probably lower than most of my others. I think Galek and Elhain both have over 4,000. This is definitely closer to my Kale build. Her defense is 2,500. She's got 167 speed, which is low. You should probably get it at least 200 eventually. Crit rate is 73. It should be somewhere around 85, so we are a little low there. Crit damage, we're doing pretty good. We're almost at the 200 mark, which is really where you want to be. Resistance is always good. It's almost never bad to have it. It does inflate your power a bit and make you feel like your hero's stronger, but in reality, they just don't get hit with stuns and stuff, so it could end up working out in your favor. And then, like I said, accuracy, I'm not super concerned about right now, just because the only thing that requires accuracy is her weaken. She does have, you know, a small chance of getting this to go off. It's 100% when booked, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I haven't seen it not really land yet, but I also haven't brought her into any real high-end content, so I can't really say whether or not it matters. All right, but we definitely went with more resistance defense build on her. So let's see what she does. Let's see what she's good at. Let's see where she can actually handle herself. So, campaign. Can she be a campaign farmer? I have no idea. Let's find out. Let's see. We go into stage 3. I'm assuming she'll win. The question is really whether or not she's going to do it fast. And all my other heroes can do it in between 7 to 14 seconds. I use Soulbond as my campaign farmer, but let's see what happens. So we're going to bring her in. Let's find her. Here we go. We got Athel. All right, and then we're going to throw in some champs, some champions, some little champions. We'll just do all the 2 stars. I got to level them anyway. All right, and we go. Let's see. How effective is she at campaign farming? Now, remember, she is 167 speed. She's fast enough for this campaign farming, but if you bring in a good hero that you're leveling with her, then she might go slower than them, and they may go first. That's the kind of the problem I have with my other heroes. So it looks like so far she's not terrible. She's doing her job, but like I said, she's not going to be the fastest. That's all. So is she bad at it? I mean, it depends on what you're looking at. My first campaign run that I did, let's see if it was a fluke. We'll do one more. My first time doing a campaign farm with Kale was probably about that time. So until you start building your heroes a little bit better and actually understanding your masteries on what you need for a campaign farmer, remember, she's not built to be a campaign farmer right now. She doesn't have this decreased skill cooldown when she does more than 30% damage. She doesn't have the shield. She doesn't have the increased speed when everyone's dead. Like, she doesn't have any of that crap. So she's not built for campaign farming. But as you can see, she's doing reliable damage. She's not going to die, but she's going to run. It looks like she's running 30-second campaign farming. So now in the beginning of the game, is that good? Yes. That's an incredibly good run for the beginning of the game. However, if you're doing, 100 runs to level up heroes, that's bad. Because now you're taking 100 times 26, which is 2,600. Yes, 2,600 seconds. Whereas about 7 seconds, you're only taking 100. What is that? 700 seconds, which is a lot of time. That adds up over time, and honestly is one of the main reasons that a lot of people can't level their level 60s is because they just don't have the time. They're like, oh, I'm spending 3 times the amount of time doing a campaign farmer. So I would say definitely build your campaign farmer correctly. I think I might have made a campaign farmer video. If I didn't, I'm going to go back and look and see if it's something that we can do. All right, so there you go. That's her in campaign. Get out of here. Campaign farmers are important. We definitely want them. Now, let's see how she fares against other heroes. Let's go into campaign, into here. I feel like I shouldn't waste. We're going to go against the speed team. Screw it. We're going to go up against the speed team. So I'm going to bring her in as a nuker and see what she can do. Now, she is slow, so she's not going to go before. She's definitely not going before War Maiden. I think she'll go last, essentially. I mean, we're all going last because this is a really fast team, so we're probably going to lose. I didn't want to pick these guys, but I also didn't want to waste 5 gems. So we'll see. Maybe we can pull it out with the extra revive. I don't know. Our speed isn't fast enough. They're going to end up killing everyone again. All right, so we've got that. Now we're going to remove all their debuffs. Hopefully they can handle themselves. All right, so now we can try to take out, who's the annoying one? She's annoying, but he can kill my whole team. But this team is very low power compared to what I've seen. So we're going to see if we can take maybe a couple of these guys out before we get into Athel's hit. All right, we got the death. So now we want to do the attack up, right? So we want to increase her attack as much as possible in defense. And we want to wipe these guys out as much as possible. Look at that. It's pretty good damage. Now, really where she's going to shine in the arena, really, I think, is with her resistance, as you just saw. She didn't really take any stuns on that. Is here. Let's see how she can handle herself against this. Now, these are a good affinity. They're not the better affinity, but they're a neutral affinity. So let's see. So she does. That was the first time she reduces turn meter. Let's see if my girl here is going to survive. Unfortunately, it's not looking good for us, but you never know. All right, so now we want to kind of take her down again. Really, we need the other 2. So it looks like the other 2 are just much better at doing the damage. She's not too good, but we also have the defense chest. So if you were going to bring her in here, I would say probably put her in attack chest if the arena is where you would want her. But she's not doing great damage. I don't have her in Helm Smasher like this. She's not built for this right now. So this really wouldn't be an area that I would bring her into. If I had brought in Dark Athel, this would probably be over already. In my favor, not against my favor. All right, so now we have a refresh. Let's see if there's a team that we can actually outspeed and see how she does. All right, this is an annoying team. Is there anything here? This is an annoying team. I mean, whatever. You know what? Let's just do one that's annoying. Let's see. If we outspeed them, it won't matter. All right, so let's see. All right, we outsped them. So let's see if we can do any damage here. Now, with defense down, well, some defense down, we're going to try to take, oh, we got to take a Death Knight out first because that's the annoying one. All right, hopefully she can get her attack in before the other girl puts up block damage, which it's not looking good. She just got stunned. Of course, isn't that always the way it works? And now we're going to try to take out Syl. Of course, Death Knight is now back. So now we're going to revive everyone. Do some removing of buffs, hopefully. Good. We got another defense down, which is good. All right, maybe we can get some AoE here. Yep, we can. And some healing, of course, from our girl. So now we're going to want to get more attack up, and hopefully we can actually show her in this fight eventually. Seems that she's just really good at dying, as far as I can tell. All right, there's that. And now hopefully this does something. All right, so look at that. That was some pretty good damage, I would say. I don't even see what it did, but it just killed that whole freaking team. And she's not even built for it. So I would assume she actually hit her Giant Slayer on that, which is the only reason she would have done that much damage. But that looked like it went pretty well. I mean, I don't think she's that great for it. I wouldn't choose her, but I've been killed by her many times. Let's do one more. See if this team... This is a bad team, so we'll see. This is not a fun team to fight. We've got a lot of annoying things in here. We've got... I don't even know what she does, but I know it's annoying. She has the counterattack. He's a dick, and this is he does block revive. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff. All right, but we have a shield up on him, so maybe we can do more damage with this skill. We did do a decent amount of damage, but I don't know why that changed where the defense down wasn't up. So now we're going to see if she can do some good damage here on the first hit. I mean, that didn't really work too well in our favor. Sage, now he's going to do that crap. Now we're going to try and sacrifice one round of this just to get... It's going to suck because she's going to get hit with all the counterattacks, but... So we did decrease everything by 1. Looks like it's going... Luckily, she's built pretty well, surprisingly enough. She actually can take a hit. And there goes What's-Her-Face. She's dead. And now everyone's feared. So we've got some annoying stuff happening. All right, wow. She just took Death Knight out like it was her job. I forgot they have the counterattack going. All right, so now we're going to revive and hopefully get some extra attack with our HP up. There we go. Now do that. Who we want to take out? We want her gone. And there you go. She can take him out. We'll get rid of this. This guy's a dick, but she's annoying, but she has the affinity on this one. So we're going to try and take him out because he's the one that can block revive, and that's not a good thing. So we want to take him out, and there you go. So is she good in arena? Well, she did the most damage, it looked like, but I mean, yeah, would I, like I said, would I choose her? No. But is she good? She works. She's not going to be bad if you build her for arena. She's going to kill things. She's a good one-hit nuker, and she's good with the 3-hitter and that weaken. So she could definitely do some damage if you put an attack chest on her. Remember, mine's in a defense chest. She's not built in any way for the arena, really. Technically speaking, defense could be better. It just depends if you're going for a go first team or not. So she's not bad. I can deal with that. Let's look at where we can use her. And I don't know if I don't even know if faction wars are open. Yeah, faction war is not open. So let's go in here. Let's go to some dungeons. Let's see. Now, Fire Knight is where I would say she's supposed to be good, right? So, oh, this is Minotaur. We don't want Minotaur. We want Fire Knight. Here we go. Fire Knight. Now, 20s is a very specific team we need. So why don't we go back to 15? All right, and we're going to switch this out and bring in my poison team. So really we do 1, 2, 3, 4. So we bring them in, and then I bring Syl in, and this is a speed team for this that kind of like can poison the crap out of them. Now, everybody in here has a lot of attacks that are good. I don't know if we really need Syl, so to speak. So we're going to see if we can beat our best time. All right. So we're going to bring in Athel as a replacement for Syl. Now, we probably want more defense in this fight. Accuracy might be better. I don't know. I don't remember if we were good enough to do this. We'll see. Like, I know it's strong enough. We're strong enough to do it with the 3 poisoners, but with the weekend, it could be better. Now, we're going to auto this because I don't want to take control of this. I want to see how she reacts. She does pretty good damage on her AoE. Really, it's just we're just going to find out how that weekend works and if it's good enough to kind of run through with crap accuracy. I'm betting it's good enough. And to be honest, I don't even care if the weekend hits because the whole point is that in the higher areas, you just want that shield down, and those 3 hits will really help. Waves are my favorite part of this. Always. Smack him in the face with your giant spear. Everyone's got a spear in here. What's going on? Not really. There's like a sword, a staff. It just all looks the same, right? After a while. So here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3. So she's doing her 3 hits. So that's good. I wouldn't say she's great for endgame Fire Knight, but I could be wrong. I'd have to look at my stage 20 team. Maybe we'll check after this. But I figured we'll show a lower version so you can see that she's really good with Apothecary. Apothecary has a 3-hit A1. Frozen Banshee's great because she just constantly has the relentless set extra procs going off. So if you put Athel in a relentless set, that could change the game for you in Fire Knight because she can get extra turns and she would kind of almost be like a what's his name? Like Coffin Smasher because he's got the 3-hit A1 also. So Athel's good for it. Apothecary's good for it. Coffin Smasher's good for this. They're all good with A1s with 3-hit A1s, and they can help you get the shield down and just bring them in as your extra hitter to get the shield down so that everyone else can do whatever it is you need them to do, whether it be turn meter or whatever you want. So is she bad? No. I could totally see using her up to 15. Past 15, it's subjective to what your team is and what you're using. If you have a good team that can reduce turn meter with like only 2 people, or if you have a lot of heal reduction or a really good healer or shields, things like that, where it's not so important that you reduce turn meter because you have a really good set of heroes, then yeah, she could be good. Look at that. Best time was 1 minute and 32 seconds. This was 2 minutes and 14 seconds. So by no stretch of the imagination was this the best time I've ever had. Turn meter reduction seems to be the best option because he never attacks. So you don't even have to deal with the shield and it goes by much quicker. So this is why turn meter manipulation is still my favorite way to get through Fire Knight, not this poison crap. So there you go. She did it. She got through it and she helped. So you could use her in Fire Knight. And I did use Coffin Smasher up until this point. So it's because I didn't have her. Let's get out of here. So let's see how she handles herself in the Dragon's Lair. Just because I want to see. All right, so the point here is we want to take her out. We're going to get a good team. So this is the normals Dragon team, I believe. Let me just make sure. Team setup. Dragon 20. So this is my Dragon 20, actually. So this is what I normally use, but I think I took her out because we get faster times with War Maiden. All right, so that's what we did. So this is where we're at. We're going to take Kale out. All right, now that's not a good idea because he's better, but at this point, we're going to try it. We want to see if she can handle herself in here. So there we go. And this will be the last test for her. I don't think we really need to bring her into Doom Tower right now because I wouldn't choose her in Doom Tower over anyone else just because the other ones seem to work a little bit better. She doesn't have enough attacks to keep going. She would just make my run slower. She's basically the good enough start hero. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. If you chose her and you love her, I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm not because I really don't like her. I just don't like her. But she's helping me get through Faction Wars. She's definitely good for Faction Wars. If you don't have anyone else, she's not a bad damage dealer. I mean, that's really all I see her as is a damage dealer. Like, I don't really, but she's not even really good at that either, which is the funny part. And I did have her built as an attacker before, by the way. I just recently decided to switch her into defense when I built her for the level 60 because I didn't want her to, I wanted her to be a little more defensive because I feel like that would help her a little bit more in here. Because attack is great and all, but if she doesn't stay alive, then who the hell cares if she gets those 3 hits? And Fire Knight's a little more intensive with damage because you're constantly getting extra hits. The ads in the waves do incredible damage at the higher levels. So having someone with like 1,000 defense, unless you have a good protection set or block damage or any of those, really good legendaries and epics that can do really good stuff on your team, then yeah, defense is your best friend to get you through. It just makes the fight take forever. Now, I think our best time here, I didn't look. I think it was like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. We'll see. I don't know if the weekend's going to work. I would assume it will. Let's see, one. All right, so we didn't get it. He resisted it. But like I said, our accuracy is freaking 80. So what do you expect? I don't expect it to really land. If I see a weekend in here, I'll be amazed. He might be immune to weekend, to be honest. I have to look at his skills. This is just one of those boss fights that I think we actually looked at it once when I was pushing stage 25 and moving into hard mode. I think we looked at it then. I have no idea. I would assume I would assume he is immune to a few things. He just loves blocking debuffs. Love, love, love. I mean, from what I can see, it's not terrible. We'll see at the end when Kale usually runs between 1.5 and 2 million, 2.5 million, and that really just is dependent on who's in the team and if he's getting all the attacks. Because if you put Frozen Banshee in here, Kale's going to instantly do more damage, and if he lands more poisons, he'll do more damage. And if you have him in a team that is faster, he ends up actually doing less damage because he doesn't have the time for poisons to really work. So there is that. Now, on the other hand, Galak is more straight damage. So he'll just come in and just do damage nonstop the entire fight. And then Athel is just kind of oh, look at me, I'm going to poke the dragon with my stick and then do an AoE that really doesn't do much. There you go. Look at her. Is 45k good? I don't know. You tell me. They broke the shield that time, right? That doesn't really happen very often, so I could be off base here. I 100% could be wrong. We'll see. Well, time-wise, they're not doing terrible. It's not the best time I've had, but it's definitely not the worst. I've definitely thrown some heroes in this team as lead heroes that have made my times like 6, 7 minutes. So she's better than some of the other heroes. And did we get something good? We did not. That is crap on a plate. There we go. Get rid of that. We don't want your plate or your crap. So, I mean, she didn't do as much as Kale usually does, but she didn't do bad. War Maiden ended up doing a little bit more damage than she normally does. So she is, Athel is a little underwhelming in here, but works. So, yeah. See, here's the funny thing. You're going to need to build a bunch of heroes for faction wars. So this is not really saying that Athel is like bad in a sense that she's like, you're not going to build her and building her is a mistake. She's just not as good as the other ones. That's it. Like, I mean, that's just how I feel. She's just not as good as the other heroes. I mean, I would much rather bring somebody else in. Like, I would rather bring in Coffin Smasher and Apothecary than bring in Athel into a Fire Knight fight. Like, I just would. Call me crazy. But that's me. I'm gonna be negative as hell about her. And I really want this video to change my opinion. And to be honest, it did change my opinion so far. Like she's really not that bad. She's proving herself. She can do the things that you need her to do. She's just not my favorite of the four, and she's not my favorite. She's not my favorite at all. That's just really what it is. So let's get out of here. You're getting a biased review right now. This is not a straightforward review. I'm coming from a place of hatred. All right, so yeah, that's basically Athel in a nutshell. I mean, I don't really have much else to say about her. She's good at being good, I guess. I mean, she can if we can find her again. So I mean, she's definitely worth building for faction wars. She's good if you put an attack on her and some accuracy. You might be able to do some damage in clan boss or in defense for clan boss. But if you want to do some damage in the arena and then maybe get that weekend off, then yeah, I would build her a little bit differently. More accuracy and more attack. And then if you want her in clan boss, then you might want to reswitch her masteries to more defensive stuff. Go down to the defense tree and maybe do something like with counterattacks and build her defensive up a little so she can get the weekend up. You really just want her hitting that weekend. every single time she attacks, which is the important thing. To be honest, in Clan Boss, I would keep her attack up thing, and honestly, I might not even keep her attack up because you probably have an attack up hero. I would put her on auto and shut off all of her skills except for her A1, and she's just going to constantly hit 3 times with Giant Slayer and weaken. So to be honest, that could be insanely powerful. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's something I may want to test. All right. So there you go. That's Athel in a nutshell. And if you guys have any questions or you guys use her or you want to give me your sob story of how you picked her first and you regret it, or how you picked her first and you don't regret it, or just how you love her and I'm a jerk for not liking her and how it really makes you angry that I don't like this fictional character. That's it. But I do like her. No, I don't like her. I like her. She's good enough. She looks like she should be cool. All right, whatever. It's not important. Make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about Athel. We will be doing the all 4 of the starter champions in videos now, starting next week, or this week possibly. I may do one this week. All right. So this is Athel. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys take care.